Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Astrological Overview. And today we're going to have a look at the Sun moving from Aquarius and into the zodiac sign of Pisces. And as always, the Sun is the representative of us with everything that we contain, our destiny, our purpose in life, our soul and soul awareness, our life force energy, our willpower, our special talents and gifts in life. So the Sun is always bringing clarity and focus on the energies of that specific zodiac sign that it is moving into. So what is Pisces all about? Well, Pisces is all about love. This is where we have no boundaries. This is where we are endlessly loving, as it says on the card. We are very forgiving, we are very compassionate, but it is also here that we can end up being quite confused, not knowing what is wrong, what is right, or what is true, what is false, what is up, what is down. And we have a tendency to not being able to look through the veil when it is in its lower vibrational level here. But in its high vibrational level, Pisceans are very connected to the deeper truth of things. It has this wonderful gift or ability to dive into its emotions, to its senses, to really feel what may be the truth of it all. And also it has the gift to actually connecting the dots, to see how something over here can affect a thing over here or a thing up here. It has this wonderful ability to see how everything is one. And that is why especially Piscean people, and for the next month there will be a tendency in the collective maybe to either not being able to see what is true and what is false, where things get a little bit blurry, things are being mixed up. What can we believe? What can we not believe? And there can also be a tendency, of course, to actually being given the possibility now for diving deeper, to really figure out what is the truth, to go deeper than we normally do. This is also a very feminine sign. This is a reference to water, the water energy. So we are here in a flow. We are going with the flow, and that can also mean that we have this tendency to maybe flow into other people's thoughts, ideas, emotions, and way of seeing things. So there is an underlining of here that even though Pisces energy is about not having any boundaries, actually we have got to learn here to put up some boundaries, to learn how to distinguish our own emotions and senses from those of others, so that we don't get carried away or get lost in how other people live their lives, or how other people feel and sense about this and that. So a very emotional next month, and where we also maybe will see a lot of confusion coming up. We will find that maybe we sometimes have a tendency to not being able to see through the veil, okay? So it can be a little bit blurry. It can be mixing up truth from what is false. So we really have to sometimes tell other people, you know what, I just need a minute or two to myself, okay? Because when we are so sensitive here in Pisces, we need time on our own sometimes. Maybe if you have your moon in Pisces, you will be especially sensitive towards other people's emotions, and to learn how to distinguish what you are feeling and what is not other people's emotions. You have got to have some time on your own, maybe just listen to music, just relax, just spend some time on your own. We are also getting incredibly creative here with all sorts of art. So maybe if you want to play an instrument or sing or paint or whatever it may be, it can be many things. But anything that relates to art could really be a good sort of a way out sometimes to be on your own, where you are not together with other people, so that you can start to focus on yourself and figure out how to put up boundaries for yourself, figure out what you feel about this and that. But Pisces energy is all about love. It is endlessly loving. And that is also why we maybe have to look to the opposite sign of Pisces, which would be the zodiac sign of Virgo, where we are much more in the earth element, where we need to have a reality check once in a while and get to the surface of things. The symbol here of Pisces is the two fish, where one fish is above water, the other fish is normally below the surface. So sometimes we need to get up there to have a fresh breath, to get things into perspective. And then sometimes we need to dive deeper to really sense and feel our way, to get in touch with our intuition and what is the next step forward. But when we look into Virgo, we can really have a more tangible look at how can I make my Piscean energy much more tangible in my 3D life. Can I use it to something where it's about work and health, which would be the sign also of Virgo, where we are very practical about our health and our work life, where we are putting one foot in front of the other. We have a checklist. We're becoming extremely practical. Okay, so that would be a great help perhaps for us also to look to the zodiac sign of Virgo, to really become realistic and have a reality check on things. Is what we are sensing and feeling here about the truth, is that really the way it is? And come to the surface of it all, and maybe we get confirmation, yes, we were right about that, or no, maybe we were a little bit off, because we are here in our fantasy and our imagination. And to me personally, that is where we get in touch with the spiritual life. But we always need to keep our balance, as we need to always focus on that in the astrology and in every part of life, right? We want to keep the balance so that we don't get lost in something that may not be there. You know, everything is about keeping our balance, okay? So let's have a look at the house where we find Piscean energies. And here we have the 12th house, so we're in the last house now of the zodiac. So we have been taking another round in our natal charts, and now we are rounding things up, wrapping things up, wrapping life, part of our life stories up, so that we can start anew, afresh, when we're crossing what we in the astrology call the astrological new year, which is the point between the 12th house with Pisces energies and the first house where we find the energies of Aries. So now we are wrapping things up. We are asking ourselves, okay, how can I give up my ego here? This is about, again, this is about having no boundaries. Okay, so we're giving our lives, areas, everything that we have experienced through the last round we have made in our natal chart. We want to give that up for a greater cause or greater power. And this can be quite overwhelming, because sometimes we can, with the Piscean energy, things are flowing. Sometimes things are coming to us, and other times things are flowing away from us. So this could be where we are giving our accommodation situation up to a higher cause or power. This is where we could lose a little bit more of our savings, or it could be where we are losing a job. But something new could be flowing in, where we find that now we are much more in tune with what we want to give up for a higher purpose, where there is endless love. And where we are also checking in with our soul, with what is really me. We begin to ask ourselves, what is it that I came here to do? Who am I? So this is also the part where we are going home, okay? We are really finding answers to why we have been through the things we've been through. And we are beginning to tune in with a deeper level of ourselves that has much more to do with our emotions, our intuition, and deep transformation. What is it that we maybe want to rectify? What is it that we want to change now? Because now we really have the possibility to change things for the better, so that we are ready to take another round in our natal chart by entering the zodiac sign of Aries in a month. So maybe you want to ask yourself these much more important life questions that we all have. Why am I here? What is the deeper meaning of it all? What have I learned? How am I gonna go beyond? How can I go beyond my ego here? Because that's what this is asking for. How can I go beyond my ego here? What is it that I want to give up to a higher purpose? What is it that is calling? Where is it that my soul is calling me forward now? And let's have a look at the planet that is ruling the 12th house. And here we have Neptune, and Neptune is right now actually in the zodiac sign of Pisces, so there might be an underlining of everything that has got to do with water, and again also with our fantasies, yearnings and longings, and also our potential here for illusion. So again, this dreamy card where we are deeply in connection with our intuition, our inner emotions, and our roots on a soul level, where we also have this great contact with our imagination, our ability to see through the realms, to look into other dimensions actually, and maybe open up to something that is way deeper for us, new ways of thinking about, for example, cosmos, what could be out there, and also knowing that we could actually have contact with other dimensions right now, as that is also what Neptune is talking about. So it's really about moving into that, just allowing ourselves to go with the flow, to let ourselves go wherever our intuition leads us, and our dreams for our life, but also the dreams we have during nighttime. So maybe you want to pay more attention to your dreams, because there may be much more clarity on that right now, where to go in life. Maybe some of your dreams will be renewed here. You will feel a revival of your dreams. Something is coming back to you, something that you haven't been thinking about for a long time. We also hear in our memories, in our past. So there could be something coming up here as well, from a deep place, deep emotional place within us. This is also about using our psychic abilities. Again, looking through the realms, looking through things to really see the light. So let's pull some tarot and see what we can expect during Pisces season of 2022. What is in the cards for us? What is the tendency for Pisces season 2022? Let's see what's coming out for us. We have one card coming out. Let's see if there are other cards coming out. And also maybe you'll find that for the next month you'll be much more sensitive, much more emotional. And maybe you want to ask yourself, well, what is it that my soul is trying to tell me? What is it that is coming up in my life? What is it trying to show me? Okay, let's begin with the major arcanas that are talking about the bigger energies coming in, and overall this is about our intuition. Very perfect with Pisces energies here. So we have here the High Priestess coming in with intuition, but also self-study, turning knowledge into wisdom, and really wanting to do the work. So there is something coming up here where we have got to work with this. Okay, so again, maybe keep more time to ourselves once in a while to figure out what it is that we feel is talking to us on a deeper emotional level here. So that would be the overall energy. And let's see about the details, what we have there coming out. We have the Devil card, card number 15, and to me that is actually marking the energies of Aries. Okay, so with the fire here, but normally in the original reading of the tarot this would be a reference to Capricorn energy. Okay, so we have had a lot of personal planets in Capricorn, and we still have Venus and Mars there. We still have one of the outer planets there, namely Pluto. So there is still some focus on Capricorn energies here, to really be willing to do the work, and also to maybe take some leadership of that, to really, this is talking about endurance and hard work, ambitions, responsibility. Here we are also in the 10th house with Capricorn, where we find the ruling planet of Saturn, calling for limitations, restrictions, law, regulation, doing what is asked for you, what is asked of you, and what is expected of you. So really we need to really do the work here. Okay, Capricorn can keep working until it reaches the top of the mountain. It has this ability to be able to climb up these mountain walls that no other animal can, where it's very firm, it knows where it's doing. So we can also see how we have this pentacle sign in the forehead of the Capricorn, a reference to the earth energy. But also I feel I want to bring in a little bit of Mars, since we also have Mars in Capricorn right now, so that could be a direct reference to Mars and taking action on that, to be a leader, to go out and conquer the world, even though we are in unknown territory here. And that could also be a reference back to Neptune. We are moving into other dimensions where we don't know what is going to show up there for us. So that's what's in the details for us. And the other card coming out is card number 12. That could be a reference to the 12th house here, the Hanged Man, where we will have a focus here on prisons and hospitals and everything that has got to do with religious practices, which is also in the 12th house. So there is something here where we are in transition now with the Hanged Man here. We're in transition, we're moving from one place to another. This is also talking about sacrifice, which is another key word for the 12th house. We are sacrificing things. So what is it that is not working for us anymore, and how can we sacrifice that? By not keeping to buy into that. When we buy into things, we keep producing them. So if we have a lot of rage or, sadness, disappointment, or it could be of a more materialistic nature, for example, the way we live, our nutrition, stuff like that. If we want to sacrifice that, we got to stop buying into that, okay? That's really when we sacrifice things, that when we stop doing that so that new stuff can come in. And this is also talking about altruism. This is talking about asceticism, where we are right now. We are in between worlds, a perfect reference back to Neptune also. Moving out, not staying in this world and other worlds, we're just flowing. We are in between, okay? And that's when we are really free to make new discoveries. And that could also be a reference back to the first house and Mars energies over here. So let's have a look at the minor arcanas to see if there are specific life areas where these energies are playing out for us. But very exciting, really a whole new beginning here for us if we wish to. Really finding out what we need to let go of in our lives and what we need to stick to. And let's begin by reading the bottom card alongside with the High Priestess. And here we have Six of Wands coming out, a reference back to the fire element. So I feel again a reference back to the Devil down here with Mars energies and Capricorn energies. This is a butterfly where we are rising above the obstacles that are normally a representative of Six of Wands. We are rising above that now. There may have been some bumps in the road, and there may be bumps in the road for the next month or so, but we are rising above it. We are transforming, and notice how these beautiful colors on the butterfly here is actually matching the colors of the Pisces card, the 12th house, and Neptune card as well. So a beautiful reference that we are transforming now. We are moving into other into deeper emotions, into new epiphanies maybe. And so let's have a look at the two cards that came out alongside in connection to the Devil card and the Hanged Man. And here we have 4 and 5 of the cups. So 4 and 5 of cups here. And the rat we see down here is also a reference to the fact that there's always a way out here, and a beautiful reference back to Neptune as well. There's always an opening towards the light. We see there moving up to the lights, towards the lights, towards going home and feeling whole. So 4 of Cups is talking about growth, and it's talking about harmony, and it's talking about new acquaintances. So when we're traveling out there, either through our dreams, during sleep, or also when we are daydreaming, or there's something showing up in our everyday life, there is something new coming in for us, okay? And that can be different for all of us, what that may be, but something new could be there, a new acquaintance, that could be a passed on loved one. All of a sudden you feel the energies of that person, something like that. Coming out here alongside with 5 of Cups is telling us that we must not give up. Here we see that disappointed face of the horse. Horse is also a reference back to our heart chakra. We may be going through something that is very disappointing and hurtful, but we must not give up. This is also the card where we are strongly thinking about turning around, going back to our past, going back to old traditions, cultures, religions, way of doing things, just turning around, just say, you know what, I can't move out in this spiritual realm or using my psychic abilities like this. I can't move into these deeper feelings. But this card is telling us, please don't give up, because there is growth here. Please don't give up, even though you may feel that it's very difficult. And it's not easy when we are growing, especially not emotionally. So we are very sensitive for the next month ahead here, and that is also what the cards are suggesting here. But we are growing, we're coming back into harmony. There are new acquaintances. If we dare to dive more into our soul and see what's out there, what's deeper within us, and not give up on that, even though we may feel that things are not turning up the way we thought that they would, or the way we have imagined that they would. Again, a reference back to the Capricorn energy here, that we need to have a reality check by contacting the Earth zodiac signs. So maybe things are not going to turn up the way we thought they would be. There is disappointment, but we are growing. We're coming into growth here. We are coming into harmony. It's like we will prevail, okay? We will rise above those elements showing up as obstacles. And with the fireman all over here, it would be in our physical world, in our relationships, in our creativity, in our physical body, the life force energy that we are bringing with us in those life areas. So let's just pull some cards to see if there is some more information here. Now, there's a lot of healing also in the 12th house with Pisces Piscean energies. This is also where we find the master healer and the mature one. This is where we have an ability to, with Four of Cups, to grow deeper, to become the mature person. Okay, and we have 2 cards coming out here, and I have chosen some healing color cards since we are talking about a lot of healing also here on an emotional level. The first one to come out is the rainbow. Beautiful. Okay, new beginnings when we are going into the first house within the next when we are entering Aries, from within you know, after Pisces season. But right now it's about connecting to spirit in nature, to really come into showing up with all that we are. You know, showing up with all the colors that we have inside of us, all our talents and abilities. You know, there's so much more here artistically that is calling for us. And the next card coming out, yeah, card number 40. However the numbers may resonate with you, definitely go with that, because that would be a personal message just for you. But really it's time to improve our vision here, to go deeper. Again, we see the light here with the light on the Neptune card. We're going into the light, we're going home. We are soul searching here. So very beautiful card. So let's see if there's what special blessings that are coming in for us, or where we need to keep our focus. Just where we can find a little support, what is coming up for us. But things are really changing, and also in a very physical way for many of us. Again, we have a reference back to 6 of Wands. We have the butterfly out here, transformation. Yes, a lot of transformation is coming in for us now, if we dare to go with it, if we dare to go with the flow, to listen to our deeper emotions. And so that's really time for us now to also a reference over here with the rainbow, a reference back to the water, to really try to come above waters, to see the bigger picture and to dive deeper in our emotions. That's how we also become one. Okay, so for those of you who are born in Pisces season, let's see what's up for you guys throughout the next month. So this would be for those of you who are Piscean people out there. So let's see what's coming up for you. What's showing up on a very personal level for you. And of course this is a general reading, so take with you what resonates and just leave the rest behind. We have a card coming out here right away. Let's see if there are other cards coming out for you. Okay, we just have one card, so that is telling me that your focus is going to be very strong for the next month. Okay, card number 34, occupation. Okay, what are you occupying yourself with? Again, the light. Maybe you want to put more focus on your creative side here, on your artistic side, whatever that may be for you. That can be different for all of us, but there is something about your job situation or your hobby where you may find that whatever you do, you feel more connected than ever on a soul level with your emotions. It's like you can just see what it is you have to work with or work on, or how you have to improve maybe on things. And we have some guidance cards coming out for you. Yes, this card is talking about that this is all yours. This card is also talking about a healing comeback. This is talking about reclaim, friendly, and conscience. So there might be something here where you are reclaiming your power. Also a perfect reference back to the 12th house and Neptune, where you are the one coming in here, making a healing comeback. So whatever it is that you may have felt that was not a success the first time you tried it out, maybe you just need to try it again. Or maybe you've been working very hard for this, and now finally you are coming back as a whole person, a reference back to the 12th house again. You are becoming whole. You know why you're doing this, and you have your heart with it, in that hobby or in that job. You have your heart with you, and that's super important for the next month. The next card coming out is coming alongside with another card here. So these two cards are coming out, and this is talking about to disconnect from the world and really be focusing on your job. So this card is talking about disconnect, to go inwards, tuning in, higher thinking, just moving up. Okay, so really disconnect from the world around you. Also perfect reference back to Pisces energies, where you are going more inwards, where you are connecting more with your emotions. Now this card is talking about duty. This is saying raising standard, cooperation, giving out, and ask. So you have a duty here. That would be a perfect reference back to the opposite sign of Pisces I was talking about in the beginning of the reading, namely Virgo. So maybe you want to check out where you have Virgo energies to see what you are here to do, because Virgo is also the holy sign. That is where we are helping, giving birth also to not only our own dreams and hopes in life, but also to those of others. Okay, so you have a duty in life also here to disconnect, to go inwards, to really raise your standard now, to raise your standard in whatever area it is that you have your hobby or your creative side, or maybe this is already your job. You are making a healing comeback. Whatever it is you're doing here, you are a master healer, and you're healing people around you through this occupation of yours. Okay, so this was what I had for you in this episode of Astrological Overview, and what to expect for the next month or so on the world, in the world on a collective level, and maybe also what you can expect happening in your life. Take with you what resonates from the card and leave the rest behind. And maybe you want to go and check in your personal chart where you have Piscean energies. As always, I'm leaving some, I hope, some helpful links down below so that you can easily find your natal chart. So thank you so much for watching and listening. I'm wishing you a very happy and emotional and very harmonious Pisces season of 2022. Thank you, and bye for now.